Have you ever heard of the extreme violent Moroccan Mafia war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha? Do you know what drives organized crime syndicates to engage in brutal internal conflicts? If not, then this video is for you. The Moroccan Mafia has long been a powerful force in the criminal underworld, but one of its bloodiest and most brutal conflicts was the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha. In this video, we'll explore why this war began and what led to its extreme violence. But before we delve into the video, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, then do be sure to do so and share the video, subscribe to our channel, as well as hit that bell icon so you never miss out on any of our future updates. And so without any further delay, let's get into this right now. Before we dive into the specifics of the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha, let's first establish some background on the Moroccan Mafia. The Moroccan Mafia is a powerful organized crime syndicate that operates primarily in the Netherlands. It's been involved in a wide range of criminal activities, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and contract killing. The Moroccan Mafia is known for its strict hierarchy, and members are expected to be fiercely loyal to their bosses. Disloyalty is often punished harshly, which can lead to brutal power struggles within the organization. And now that we have some background on the Moroccan Mafia, let's take a closer look at the two main players in the war, Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha. Benaouf A was a rising star in the Moroccan Mafia and had close ties to the group's leader Ridwan Taghi. He was known for his ruthlessness and was considered a rising power in the organization. Gwenette Martha, on the other hand, was a longtime member of the Moroccan Mafia and had a reputation as a feared enforcer. He was also believed to be close to Taghi and was seen as a rival to Benaouf A. So what sparked the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha? The conflict began when Benaouf A accused Gwenette Martha of stealing money from the organization. Martha denied the accusation, and tensions between the two men began to escalate. Over time, the conflict turned into an all-out war between the two factions of the Moroccan Mafia. The violence was extreme, with multiple shootings, bombings, and assassinations taking place. The war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha was one of the bloodiest conflicts in the history of organized crime in the Netherlands. The conflict claimed the lives of several people, including innocent bystanders, and shook the criminal underworld to its core. But what sparked this brutal war between two of the most powerful figures in the Moroccan Mafia? Let's find out right now. Well, the actual origin of the war can be traced back to a dispute over the distribution of profits from drug trafficking operations. Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha had been partners in crime for several years, running a highly profitable drug trafficking operation in the Netherlands. However, tensions began to rise between the two men as they argued over the division of the profits. The dispute came to a head when Benaouf A was arrested and sentenced to prison for a drug-related offense. While he was in prison, Gwenette Martha seized the opportunity to expand his power and take control of the drug trafficking operation. He began to sideline Benaouf A and other members of the organization, consolidating his own power and influence. When Benaouf A was released from prison, he found that his position in the organization had been severely weakened. He was no longer the second in command, and his power had been significantly curtailed. Benaouf A was furious and believed that Gwenette Martha had betrayed him. Tensions between the two men escalated, and violent clashes began to break out between their respective factions. The conflict quickly spiraled out of control, with both sides resorting to increasingly extreme acts of violence to gain the upper hand. This brutal war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha lasted for several years and had a significant impact on the Moroccan Mafia in the Netherlands. It claimed the lives of several people, including innocent bystanders, and left the criminal underworld in a state of chaos. Ultimately, Benaouf A emerged victorious, but the cost of his victory was high, and the scars and conflict continue to be felt in the criminal underworld to this day. Now, what were the international connections and influence of the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha? Well, the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha had significant international connections and influence. The Moroccan Mafia is known for its involvement in international drug trafficking, and this conflict was no exception. The war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha was fueled by competition over drug trafficking routes and territories. The conflict also had international repercussions as it led to increased police attention and crackdowns on Moroccan Mafia activity in the Netherlands and beyond. Moreover, The Moroccan Mafia has a strong presence in the European drug trafficking trade, with significant links to South American cartels. The war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha disrupted these networks and led to a temporary reduction in drug trafficking. Also, the Moroccan Mafia is intensely involved in large-scale money laundering operations, which have international implications. The war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha disrupted these operations and led to increased scrutiny from law enforcement agencies. Furthermore, the Moroccan Mafia is one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Europe, and the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha had significant influence on other criminal organizations. The conflict highlighted the dangers of internal power struggles and raised questions about the loyalty of members. Last but not least, the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha had a significant impact on law enforcement agencies in Europe. The conflict led to increased cooperation between agencies and raised awareness about the threat posed by organized crime. The war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha had devastating consequences for both sides. It left the Moroccan Mafia in the Netherlands in a state of chaos. It claimed the lives of several people, including innocent bystanders, and had a profound impact on the criminal underworld. One of the most significant consequences of the war was the fragmentation of the Moroccan Mafia. The conflict led to the emergence of new criminal organizations, each vying for power and influence in the wake of the power vacuum left by Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha. This fragmentation made it harder for law enforcement to combat organized crime in the Netherlands, as it was now more difficult to identify and target specific criminal groups. Another consequence of the war was an increase in violence and brutality within the Moroccan Mafia. The conflict between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha set a precedent for future conflicts within the criminal underworld, and many subsequent wars were categorized by extreme acts of violence and revenge. The aftermath of the war also had a significant impact on the families of those involved. Many innocent people were caught in the crossfire, and the loss of life and property damage caused by the conflict left many families devastated. In the years since the war, the Moroccan Mafia has continued to evolve and adapt. While the conflict between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha was a darker chapter in the history of organized crime in the Netherlands, it also served as a wake-up call for law enforcement and prompted new strategies for combating criminal activity. Today, the Moroccan Mafia remains a powerful force in the criminal underworld, but it's also facing increased scrutiny from law enforcement agencies around the world. The legacy of the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha continues to be felt to this day, and it serves as a reminder of the dangers of organized crime and the importance of vigilance in combating it. The war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha was a brutal and violent conflict that had far-reaching implications for the Moroccan Mafia and beyond. As we continue to grapple with the impact of organized crime, it's important to remember the human toll of these conflicts and to work towards a safer and more just society. What do you think needs to be done to better combat organized crime in your country? Do you believe that the legacy of the war between Benaouf A and Gwenette Martha is still being felt today? If so, how? Please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on important issues like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again later.